Ikaladi anavachinna ananta chinmatramurtaye swanubhuti ekamanaya namah shantaya tejase. I salute the Supreme Brahman, the one who is beyond all qualities, who is tranquil and beyond all limitations, who is the embodiment of infinite consciousness and can be known only through one's own experience. Friends, in the beginning, I like to congratulate all the Mother because today is the Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. We are studying the scripture. Scripture is also like the mother. As the mother always tries to help the children and go on constantly telling them you should do this, you should not do this. Sometimes the children, they misunderstand, they don't like to do, they like to avoid, but still the mother will not stop to tell what is good for them. Exactly in the same way, the scripture also tried to do the same. What is the scripture? And in Sanskrit it's called Aptavakya. Apta means realized soul. It's not just someone, an intellectual, is just imagining something and noting down. It is the first-hand experience, the person who has had that truth he records. That is called Aptya Vakya. Vakya means his teaching. This Aptya Vakya, that is the scripture. All cannot become scripture. Only those who have realized, and their words are called scripture. Now scriptures are also like the mother. In the Bhagavad Gita, it called the Bhagavad Gita as Amba. Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita. The Amba means the mother. This is also the mother. And 2 days ago, the whole world celebrated a great philosopher, and that is Adi Shankaracharya. The Shankaracharya, and today we will be discussing and to pay our homage to that great philosopher who gave us the clear idea of the scripture. He explained the scripture, and that's why he is also considered as mother. Mother is not only female. Mother is he or she or a person who is constantly thinking for the betterment of the children. And without any selfish motive, that is the motherhood. This motherhood is so pure. In the beginning of the life, in the ancient time, in the Vedic Yuga, in the beginning of the life, children used to learn Matri Devo Bhava, then Pitri Devo Bhava. This Matri Devo Bhava, the mother, is the goddess. So that is the way they always taught us. Now he is Shankaracharya, and he is called Bhagavat Pada because he is a very holy person. The Bhagavat Pada, Shankaracharya, his Jayanti, we are paying homage to him. And he was born in Vaishakha Shuddha Purnima, Panchami, not Purnima, Panchami, in Kaladi, a village in Kerala, India. I had the privilege to go over there to visit that holy place of Shankaracharya, and you will be wondering exactly attached to that is our Ramakrishna Mission. That we are sharing the same wall. So there is one is the Kaladi Shankaracharya Mott, next is Ramakrishna Mott. This Shankaracharya, it is that's all over. Any philosopher, they respect Shankara as the highest philosopher. Why, we will come to know afterwards. but his father was a Shiva Guru. He was a great scholar and a devotee of Lord Shiva. The mother, Aryamma, so both of them, they gave the name to that newborn child, Shankara. Shankara is another name of the Lord Shiva. So because they were the devotee of the Shankara. What is the meaning of the Shankara? Its meaning is peace and good. The one who has achieved the peace and goodness is Shankara. That is Shiva. Shankara left his hearth and home in very early age. He took the permission of his mother and became a monk and went to the Govinda Bhagavat Pada, who was on the bank of the Narmada. He found him there and he became his disciple. The Govinda Pada was the disciple of Gaudapada, that famous that sage and the philosopher who said, Jagat Tiln Kal mein hai hi nahi. In Hindi they say, this world is not existing at all. Ajatavada. It goes in the credit of the Gaudapada, and nowadays in the present, I don't know why, the people are very much interested to know about that. They're talking about that, but mostly not knowingly. What is this ajata? Jata means born, manifested. It is not. We will discuss that point also, because Shankara, being the lineage of that Ajatavada, his guru's guru was Ajatavadi Gaudapada, his guru Govindavada, and then Shankarapada. They are having the same tradition. Shankara lived with his guru for 4 years. Then taking the leave from his guru, and that was the tradition. He was there at the feet of the guru and learning from him. Then afterwards, when the guru felt, and he too felt, that I have learned this, he used to go out and start his own ashrama, his own followers. That was changed when the Ramakrishna Mission was formed. In the Ramakrishna Mission, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he invited all those young people. They were all mostly the students of the Calcutta University, educated people. That is the new. Because in those days, people used to think that the sannyasin should not speak in different language except Sanskrit or mother tongue. But they were all English educated people, and Sri Ramakrishna gave them the initiation and taught them, and the best monks they became. And afterwards, when Swami Vivekananda came into this country and he traveled and he felt we need an organization. And he said in his own language, I am in temptation. That means I like to make an organization. That organization was built and naturally surrounding by Swami Vivekananda, his influence. After Vivekananda's passing away, when his disciples, as per the tradition, they were leaving the Belur Math, then the next person who is sitting over here at the feet of the Guru, Swami Brahmananda ji, he came and stood near the door, holding both the side, and told, only Naren loved you, we didn't love you. We also loved you, we also blessed you, we also guided you. Are we not gurus? Why you should leave? Then onwards, they all stood again. They started, and there is a new type of organization developed, that is Ramakrishna Mission. Friends, coming 22nd of May, Sunday again, so we will be having 10 or 12 of our Swamijis, and they will be discussing about the organization. 125 years of this organization we will be celebrating. Now this Shankara, he left and he went to different places, and very soon, because of his explanation, the unique way he used to explain the philosophy, that time it was the Buddhism all over India. The Buddhism, obviously, they were telling that everyone is same, and in Hinduism they were pushing out all those. No, you are low born. You cannot become this. You cannot do this. And Buddhism took that situation and invited everyone to embrace. Buddhism became very popular. Moreover, the great kings in those days, they supported Buddhism. So obviously with the support of the Buddhism, it spread it all over India, and Hinduism was in a very bad shape at that time. It is Shankara, only hardly 18, 19 years, young man. He started moving all over the India. And in those days, we can imagine they were only walking and going to different places. And that time, at the time of Shankara, that the unique characteristics of the Indian society, if anyone is explaining the scripture, this to get lot of respect. And people will be inviting them, and they will sit and they will listen, and the other debaters will also come, they will ask questions. Like this, the debate, Bhaka Yuddha. There is no other war but the Bhaka Yuddha, the debating all the time. Shankara was great in that. No one could defeat him. He was going on, and he was defeating the Buddhists one after another. And slowly, slowly he was going. There are 6 different types of philosophies are there. Shankara had to fight with them. So he was going on, and he attracted the scholars and philosophers. Sri Shankara, apart from many Prakarana Grantha, Prakarana means the small, or we can say minor works. That's called Prakarana Grantha, supporting. They give the explanation, definition, that's called Prakarana Grantha. You'll be explaining different things. The major work of the Shankaracharya is the 3 things. He explained Bhagavad Gita. That's called commentary, giving each and every word why Lord Krishna used this word and this particular time, moment. So he explained that. That's called Shankara commentary. Of course, there are so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is giving the commentary. So that Shankaracharya, he gave on commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, the unique commentary. And secondly, he gave commentary on 11 Upanishads. That we accept those 11 Upanishads because there are so many. And it is available, 108 Upanishads are available. But Shankara wrote the explanation only on 8. So 11. So we respect those 11 Upanishads as the major Upanishads. And these wonderful explanations of the Upanishad, and same view will be explaining each and every word. And Sanskrit, a little change of the grammar, and the meaning will be completely different. And the same word can be used for so many different meanings. The Hari may be a frog. Hari may be water. Hari may be a snake. Hari may be God. The same Hari. So all these, only one word they are using for so many different meanings. So it is so difficult. Particularly the outsiders, those who are not associated with the scripture, Shankara was going on giving. And that is, after that, he wrote Brahmasutras. I have in mind to start the Brahmasutra after this. It is a very difficult book, though. And slowly, we will try to read that Brahmasutra. And the Brahmasutra in aphorisms. Aphorism about what? The Brahman. And you cannot explain Brahman. But even then is going on giving different aphorisms to understand that Brahman. Athato Brahma Yigyasa, it begins with that. Then what is this Brahman? Let us know about it. This is a great way it said. It goes on in this Brahmasutra. And these 3, the explanation of Bhagavad Gita, Brahmasutra, and the Upanishads, it became famous as Prasthana Traya. Traya means 3. And Prasthana means it will help you to go beyond the circle of birth and death. Exit, they write always exit, Prasthana. In Sanskrit called prasthana. And in the only Tamil that I know is po, go. That's called prasthana. So that is that way, it's the prasthana traya. If you study these three books, Upanishad, Brahmasutra and Bhagavad Gita, every Hindu should study that, because then they will understand the futility of this world. It is so difficult. Now, friends, we will enter into the jungle of explaining the phenomena. It's so difficult. But without these, without understanding these, we cannot make any progress. Any understanding cannot develop without knowing actually what is this. So this is that's why everywhere, everyone, they have tried to give the answer explaining what is this Jagat. Jagat means this universe. Vishwa, Jagat, these are the words they use. The Jagat means this universe. How it has manifested. Then scientists, they try to give, but still they are not satisfied. Different type of opinions are every time coming up. But here the philosophers, particularly the Indian philosophy, they are giving different types of opinion. And you will wonder, I was reading in the Bhagavata, particularly I am giving the classes in the Hindu temple every Saturday morning. And there are also a different type of scriptures we are reading. And the title of that is Fragrance of Vedanta. Now we have completed Narada Bhakti Sutra. We will be studying, I have started already, the 2 classes. That conversation between the son and the mother, Kapila Upadesha. The Upadesha, the son is giving advice to the mother. Who is this Kapila? Vishnu, Bhagavan. And the story goes, and only yesterday we completed that the Lord, he came to a great sage, and all these sages, they were created by Brahma out of his own. And whether you believe it or not, that is the creation. In the Bhagavata they explain, Brahma created. How? Just mind born. He thought in this way and he was born. And what is this Brahma? Brahma is all sattva, all purity. So obviously the Brahmas and others also, they were thinking about how to meditate. The pure people, see, when we go to some people where people are discussing about the worldly things, it is terrible for us. So when I went to this Las Vegas, they took us, I showed interest. I like to see what is these casinos are. So they took us in a casino. And it's nothing very simple outside. There's so many machines are there, different types of machines. You have to learn how to use those machines. And elderly ladies, particularly, majority of them, and some of the gentlemen also, with their food and the coffee and the glass of water, they're sitting over there and going on playing, trying their luck. Actually, not trying the luck, they're spending time. So who will talk to them? Okay, they're very excited. If I get some, I put $1, get $5 excitement, again put the $5, lost $10, all this goes on. When I went over there, after 10-15 minutes, I was thinking suffocation. Why these people are constantly thinking about that, what they're going to do. Majority of them were, I'm sorry to say, more than 70, 80. Why they are not preparing themselves for the death? I couldn't understand that. I was thinking, oh my God, they are not thinking about God, they are not thinking about their next life. So it was as if I was feeling suffocation over there. I told, enough, I have learned it. So they told, please try. I tried in the name of Mother Kali, but Mother Kali didn't bless me, so I lost my $1. So I should have remembered the Lakshmi instead of Mother Kali. So anyway, I lost that and I came back. And after this, what? Then I was thinking, only for money? What the money can give us? Nothing. Tomorrow I am going to, that they have invited me. This is the first time in the Muslim heartland, in the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine? They are now slowly opening up. there will be an all religious meet, not on religion, of course, but on morality and values. But anyway, this is the first time they are opening the door, and I'm going over there. And where they are going to keep us, Arup showed me the hotel. Oh my God, this is such the hotel means you cannot imagine what is that. Of course, we won't be able to enjoy any of that. I'm reaching over there almost 10 in the night, and next day morning, the whole day meeting will be there, and in the dead night, and at 2 p.m. a.m., I have to board the plane to come back because I have a program over here. Of course, they offered 2 days for touring and all that. The beautiful swimming pool, this, that. Oh, how much you can swim? How much you can sit over there? There's nothing, really, really futile. Of course, neat and clean, that's all. And nothing else. Nothing else. The futility of this world, the moment you understand, what happens? You give up the desires. When you give up the desires, sufficient, if I get 2 braids, sufficient for me. So he says in this way that prasthanatraya, that you have to go back. Many fascinating stories in the life of Shankara. I will mention about 2, how this happened. The Shankara and his disciples, the very famous disciples, they were all going in the early morning. This is also the same tradition in the Benares, Kashi. They go in the early morning to Ganga for bathing. At least 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they all get up and then go. So they were going at that time, and then suddenly they found a low born called Chandala, those who are burning the dead bodies. He was coming with so many dogs. The Chandala they used to. So then naturally the disciples of the Shankaracharya told that man, hey, please go away. We are all going to bathe in the holy Ganga. Then that man told Shankara, he never said anything to the disciple. He said to the Acharya, are you teaching your disciples this? The differences or the unity? Can't you see the unity in all being? Immediately the Maya, the veil of Maya, the he is different, he is low, that was removed from the eyes of the great Shankaracharya. And he started praising that person who was not but the Shiva himself, the Lord Shiva himself, to teach Shankara. And the wonderful composition is famous and known as Manisha Panchakam. Pancha means 5. 5 times Manisha, it is my promise, it is my decision, Shankara said. And what? Whoever has realized the Brahman, whether he is a Chandala or a Brahman, is my Guru, I promise. I vow I am not going to differentiate because of the birth, because of the language, because of the other things, race and anything. No. It is only criteria, is he a Nwara Brahman? That is Brahmana, Nwara Brahman. So Shankaracharya's Manisha Panchakam, it was composed on that situation. You know, Ma Sharadamani Devi. And in those days, at the beginning of the 19th century, and you can understand the close society of India. And in Bengal, they were so close. They will never touch the low-born people. Even the shadow also they won't allow. They'll be giving them food, throwing. So that was the society. Ma Sharadamani Devi, widow of a Brahmin Pujari, she asked the other ladies, junior ladies, to touch the feet of a doctor who was visiting her. Other ladies told, whispering, Mother, he is not a Brahmin. How can we touch the feet of that man? He is not a Brahmin. We are all Brahmin, born in the Brahmana family. Mother, just like in the motherly way, she told, what is that? He is a doctor and he is serving the people. If he is not a Brahmana, then who is a Brahmana? It is knowledge, that and the service and attitude that makes a person Brahmana and lower. that Shankaracharya, he felt, and this is Ma Sharada Muni Devi's dictum, don't discriminate because of the language or anything but the knowledge. So the educated people should be honored. That is the first. Second, we find the Shankara, he noticed a student trying his hard, very day and night, he's trying to memorize all the sutras of the Panini, the grammar. Panini is a very difficult Sanskrit grammar. Those who have studied the Panini, they will also say it is so easy. Like those mathematicians, they will say mathematics is the best thing. And in their off time, they will be all the time, they will be solving the different mathematical problem. But for me, 1 + 1 sufficient. More than that, I can't understand. It's not necessary. But here, that boy was going on memorizing. Shankara noticed. Then he composed a beautiful poem that is Bhaja Govindam. He said, what is the goal of your life? It's not memorizing all those Sanskrit the phrases and Sanskrit system, the grammar, but to realize God. Try to do that. Wasting your time in that. The moment you become the learned in that way, and you become very egoistic, and what will happen to you? You lose both. Because in this world, there is always competition will be there. Whatever best you can do, there will be another person above you. So one person, he was going on telling, as a retired IAS officer. So he was taking the morning walk, and whomever he met, he said, in this nowadays people don't recognize, but I was an IAS officer. I used to administer these, I have done that, and so many. Then one day, he never otherwise mixed with others, but one day when he became tired, he sat by the side of an elderly person on the same bench in the park. And he told, sir, do you know, I was an IAS officer, Indian Administrative Service, IAS. They are very naturally the administration. So I was an administrator. Do you know that? Here the people, they don't know, they don't respect. Then the gentleman looked at him and said, do you know who am I? I was the governor of the Reserve Bank of India. And that gentleman who is trying to stand up from the bench and other two people are helping him, he was the governor of the state. And they look, all they were in that. Then he said, see, when you have given up, don't continue thinking in that way. Because no one, or every time, a new person will come and take over and it will go on. So whatever you got the opportunity you have given, and then wash your hands off, then only you will get the peace, otherwise not. Don't expect anything from the return from anything. That's Swami Vivekananda said. Take the position of a giver. Yesterday I was telling someone, take the position of a giver. Give love, give service, give whatever you have, but never stretch your hand to receive. And in Bengali, in the poem he wrote, Jeba fire chai, the one who is expecting the return, tar sindhu, his ocean, bindu hue jai, become a drop. They never expect anything in return. Give love, give respect, give service, give whatever it is possible for you. Never expect anything in return. In our personal life also we have seen so many things we have done, and the next person, they are trying so hard to forget that. But if you feel bad, you are suffering. And if you just forget that yourself, it's okay for you. So exactly this is the thing what Shankaracharya will teach us. And he wrote that Bhaja Govindam, and the last verse of the Bhaja Govindam, Jnana Bihine Sarvam Etena Muktina Bhavati Janma Shatena. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam bhaja mudhamate. Jnana bihine, unless and until you have that knowledge of oneness. This knowledge of oneness only can give you the peace. Otherwise, nothing and nothing and nothing. This debate between the great scholars, Shankara and Mandana Mishra, there's a very famous, almost everyone knows. The Shankara wanted to discuss the philosophy with a great scholar, Kumaril Bhatta. And the Kumaril Bhatta, that's why he went to Prayagaraj. He went over there to meet him. But the Bhatta, in those days, they were really peculiar, very special. He told, now I have become very old and I don't like to leave. So he piled up some fire and sat over there to burn himself. Nowadays, people will be thinking, oh my God, what he is doing. And the government people will go and catch him and arrest him. You are committing suicide. There's nothing like suicide. Whatever I had to give, I have given. And whatever I had to receive, I have received. Now the purpose is done of this life. Why to become adoration for others? So Kumaril Bhatta, very old person, he asked his disciple to pile up the fire. He sat on that. And they were about to light that fire, the pyre. And then Shankara reached over there and said, Sir, I wanted to have discussion with you about your philosophy and I am propagating Advaita Vedanta. He said, oh good, but now there is no time. See, they are all ready with the fire. So there is no time. You better go to my best student. He will discuss with you about Mimamsa. Mimamsa is a philosophy. You better go over there. And he burned himself. Shankara then went to this person and Mandana Mishra. Mandana Mishra agreed because his guru asked him to debate. He said, okay, no problem. And he was confident that he is going to defeat him. Shankara was a young man. And there is again the story, the funny stories, the sadhus, they always say, that he closed all the doors. He won't talk to the Shankara. All the doors of his house. Shankara scaled that wall. And when he was coming down, and he was shaven head, Shankara was Advaita Vedanta shaven head, and Mandana Mishra was asking, who is this Mundi? Mundi means shaven head man. And Shankara from there replied, Galat, I have shaved up to my neck. Like that, he came down, he sat, but who will be the judge? And this gives another picture of the society. The Mandana Mishra's wife, and she became the judge, the lady well versed, and she became the judge. Ubhaya Bharati. Ubhaya means two. Bharati means the goddess of learning. The Ubhaya Bharati, she sat as a judge. And you can imagine how it is. Here we find the two person, Mandana Mishra. He is representing the Mimamsa. And Shankaracharya, he is representing Advaita Vedanta. You must have the knowledge of Mimamsa and Advaita Vedanta. Then only it is possible to become a judge. So she became the judge. Obviously, Mandana Mishra was defeated, and condition was, if Shankara was defeated, Shankara will marry and become a householder. And if Mandana Mishra is defeated, then Mandana Mishra will give up the family life and become a monk. Mandana Mishra defeated. And he took the discipleship of Shankaracharya and he became a famous disciple afterwards. And the topic of debate was ultimate truth. The Shankara, and afterwards, this defeated person became known as Sureshwara Acharya. The Sureshwara Acharya was a very famous disciple of Shankara. Shankara's other disciples are Padmapada, Hastamalaka, Totaka, or Anandagiri. These are the four. Anandagiri and Totaka Acharya are the same. They became the leaders of the first person of the Acharyas, of the Shankaracharyas, of four different matters. Shankara established the 10 orders of monks, Dasanami Sampradaya. We belong to the Dasanami Sampradaya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also the same. Puri, Giri, and all these are the titles he gave. Those who are living in the town, cities, and practicing spirituality, they are Puris. And those who are in the hills, Giri. Then Samudra, like the 10 different that's called Dasanami Sampradaya. If you go to the northern part of India, in the Himalaya side, they will ask, "Kaun sa sampradaya ka hai, Mahatma ji?" They have to tell you that I belong to Dasanami Sampradaya, this is mine. Otherwise, they won't allow you. So that is the way it goes. Our Sarvapriya, I have heard, he told the story. He went to meet some Swamiji, traditional monk, and that monk asked him, "What is your name?" He said, "Swami Sarvapriyananda." And he said, "Oh, Puri kahan gaya? Kha liya?" The Puri in Hindi means is a puff to something that we really like it. So the Shankaracharya's, the Puri Giri, he knew. The Ramakrishna Mission means the Puri Sampradaya. This is a young boy, young monk. The when he said, only name, not added the Puri, then that the Swami told, "Oh, Puri kahan gaya? Kha liya." So this is the Shankaracharya he mentioned. Now we will enter into in 32 years age he passed away at Kedarnath. The Shankara is an acharya of a profound philosopher, and he has advocated Vedanta philosophy. And philosophy explained the creator, creation, and the relation between the creator and the creation. And his guru's guru, Govindapada, is known as champion of the Ajatavada. Now, what is this Ajatavada? Here, before we go into that, I like to give you some of the definition of the things to understand. Now, today we are discussing the philosophy. And the philosophy means how to explain this creation. This is Bhada. Bhada means the theory. What is that theory? Or there's a validity. Pratibhashika, apparent. Pratibhashika, this is the word in the Sanskrit, is apparent. Second, Vyavaharika, it is empirical, that is, we use usually. And third is Paramarthika. These three stages, if we remember, then we will be able to understand how things are going. The Pratibhashika, Vyavaharika, and Paramarthika. These three. And the Vedanta Sangamalika, the writer of the Vedanta Sangamalika, he is again forwarding another idea. You just try to listen to this and you will understand the meaning. Srishti, Drishti, Bhada. Srishti, creation. Drishti, by seeing, Bhada. So it says, the universe has independent existence when it is perceived. It is already there, otherwise how can I see? I won't be able to see if that thing is not there. So the theory is, we will come to Shankara, but now so many others are there. I am not going to that. Only the very famous Vedantic ideas. Srishti, creation, is already there. So drishti, we see that, obviously that is the theory. If that was not already there, then how can you see it? That is their argument. And this argument is Vedanta Shangamalika, but it was not accepted. It went opposite. It's a Drishti Srishti Bhada. Srishti Drishti Bhada. Now they changed it, other group. They say Drishti Srishti Bhada is the universe exists because we perceive. It's very scientific. Universe exists because we perceive. Suppose I am standing over here and sleeping, or say meditating. I saw all of you. Then in meditation, I don't see all of you. So what happens then? I am here, but I don't see you. Why? Because I don't like to see you. So obviously, I am creating my world. So that is called Drishti Srishti Vada in simple. Srishti Drishti Vada, they say already it is there, you must have to perceive. But they refute, there are people, they can't see that, like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was traveling. Sri Ramakrishna is actually the proving all these ideas. So Drishti Srishti Vada, that when we see and then we think and it perceive, that is the idea. Sri Ramakrishna, he was traveling in Calcutta and he was passing through a place that is not very famous but shortcut, so the car was going through that, and he saw all the ladies are there. It is the evening time. So devotees, they were closing the window of that, the car. But Sri Ramakrishna opened it, looked at those ladies, and he was addressing them, Mother. Oh, Mother, you like to dress like this? And you like to stand like this? He could not see any bad people, bad characters. He saw the Divine Mother everywhere. Many other people, they saw the same thing and they saw in a very bad way because they wanted to have those. So what is this? So this is called Drishti Srishti Vada. When I look at someone, I look, oh, he is also God. Though at this moment he is behaving peculiarly, he is angry, he talks like this, behaves like that, but he doesn't know. I know that he is the God. This is my way of. So, Drishti Srishti Vada. Most of us, we are aware about the three other Vadas. I will just remind you, that is Parinama Vada. Parinama Vada, doctrine of transformation. Some people, they say, well, God created this. Now Ishvara idea has come. Ishvara idea means, otherwise, who is creating? Somebody must be there, an intelligent cause. That must be Ishvara. He is the very intelligent one creating everything. And he created and separated this world. Majority of the philosophy, they accept this one. What is that? Parinamavada. The God created this world on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that it went down. And the Jewish people, they will say the God took rest on Saturday. The Christians followed the same list, but they went one day extra. They said Sunday, he took the rest. And the Muslims, the last one, they came and told, no, he took the rest on Friday. So the Friday is the holy day for the Muslims, Saturday for the, and then Sunday for the Christians. Who said? God. No, we thought. And on that we are so strict. No. In our religion, it is Saturday only, the Jews will say. Friday, Sunday, you can do whatever. But no, Saturday, very poor. And for Hindus, every day is pure day. Monday, Shiva day. And that way they will go on telling. Thursday you are going, oh, that is a Guru day, Thursday. For so many gods and goddesses, so they always, there is no problem. And they will change also sometimes, because they have the options. Then actually what? Creation. Is it separate from, completely separate from the Creator? This is the question. If it is completely separate from the Creator, then you can never go back to Creator. Right? Like, from the milk, yogurt is made. But the yogurt can never become milk again. Then what is your condition? Once you are created, you are completely separated from God. Please remember this point. When we accept this, Parinamavada, Parinama means is completely separated. And it can never go back to the original. What is the condition of the human being? Where we will be? Then they decided there is a heaven. If you are doing good work, you will go to heaven. And how we will know that we are doing the good work? You do in your own way, and there will be a judge standing at the gate of the heaven. And after everything is over, in Hindi they say Qyamat ka day. Muslims they say Qyamat ka day. Qyamat day means the last day. And then only you can go, and the judge will be there. He will look at you and he will understand. Either he will allow, or you have to go to hell. There are only two places. Either heaven or hell. Very terrible. In between, no way. Either you have to go to hell and to heaven. Is it eternal? Oh yes. You will be with the God. If you are a good person, you will be with the God. And hell, eternal hell, no chance. We cannot accept that. How it is possible? So they say, no, Purinamabad, how that can be? It is not. We are not accepting. This is the way philosophy begins. The philosophy, a majority of the people, they think in this way. And in India, afterwards, in 16th century, 15th, 16th century, previously that it was not like. Then they started, as because the influence of this religions came, 15th, 16th century, the India also started painting, depicting the what type of the punishment you will have in the hell. So the hell conception came, the punishment will be there. And if you have done this type of wrong, they will put you in the boiling water and boiling oil and so much. So people are afraid to do something wrong. That no. You cannot do like that. The second it came, Vibhartavada, Shankaracharya. The Shankara, he was a very compassionate person. He said, look, I am feeling hungry. And if you say, there is no hunger, there is no thirst, you are saying, you may be, but I am feeling hungry. What to do? For me, there should be something. Otherwise, I cannot survive. I like to enjoy this world. I like to see this, I like to see that. Shankara said, for them also, it should be there. So, Vibhartavada, it is there, of course it is there. As long as you think it is there. That's called Vibhartavada. What is that? Your just imagination, phenomenal world is nothing but the imagination. Then he gives the example, and the very famous example. Of course there is a snake, and you see the snake, and you are afraid of snake. You are shouting for the help. But when the people come with the torch, then you find, or the flashlight, then you find, oh no, it is a rope only. It is not the snake. Before that, it was a snake, very much snake. And you cannot deny that. Because your persuasion, because your palpitation, everything that you are gasping. And when they showed you, no, it is a rope, even then your heartbeat is heavy, is going on. You cannot deny that. So that is called Vibhartavada, and this is the perfect one. Then comes third one, Ajatavada. We started with Ajatavada. For whom? Ajatavada. Those who has already realized it. It's Ajatavada. That's called. Now the children are playing with the dolls. I give always this example. When they are playing, those particularly I have seen the little girls, they are playing with the dolls, and they can hear the doll is crying because it is hungry. And the small little girl, she will be only following the mother. She will go and cook something. She is imagining that I am cooking. And sometimes she will say, coming, don't cry so much. For others, what she is doing. For when we are looking at her, she is doing. Sometimes the elder brothers, they will go and break the whole thing. And that girl will cry it will be so difficult for her to accept that. Why? The world is so much there for her, but not for the other people. Similarly, Ajatavada, of course, nothing is there for whom? Who has realized it. But before that, it is there. The Shankara is a champion in this. The Shankara says, as because it is there, you are constantly feeling, because your ego is there, I-ness is there, you are accepting that in that way, it is there. But in reality it is not. How you will understand? Well, look at the history. Things are all changing, constantly changing. You will go on giving like that, and you have to purify your mind. Shankara says, the purification of the mind, mana shuddhikarana. And how the mana shuddhikarana is possible? Shankara wrote a beautiful book, Viveka Chudamani, crest jewel of discrimination. Then you have to understand, what is this? Discrimination. But in present day world, the word discrimination is taboo. No, why should you use that word, discrimination? But in our scripture, the bichara and viveka, there is so much. What is that? The bichara means you are analyzing. What I am analyzing? Who am I? When I am analyzing that, I reach nowhere but the consciousness. I can understand, I can feel that I am conscious, but at the same time I cannot say what is it. Isn't it? I cannot say what is this consciousness, though I know that I am conscious. And if someone will ask you, can you please explain that are you a conscious? Now, suppose all people, they are telling that you are not conscious, what will happen to you? You will go mad. There's a story, the one person purchased a small little lamb and it was carrying on the shoulder. He was very happy, he was taking the lamb. Then 4 or 5 people, they looked at it and saw, and they decided, so he is a very simple type of person, we have to take the lamb from him. The one person went and told, sir, why you are carrying a dog on your shoulder? A dog? I have purchased a lamb. Oh, okay, if you think in that way, but it is a dog and it's a street dog, very dirty. Anyway, you go. And the first doubt came. Is it a dog? No, it is the lamb. Again he took and he was going. After some time another person came. He told, hey, what is this? You are a Brahmana carrying a dog? Put the dog over there and tie a rope and then drag. Dog? It is a... No, it's a dog. Anyway, if you feel like that, you go. You're a mad person. Third, fourth and fifth one. And this man became convinced, yes, it is a dog, because everybody is telling like that. So he dropped that lamb and went away bathing in the river, thinking, oh my God, I was carrying a dog all through. He was not. So when the whole world is looking and saying you must enjoy this world, are you ready to face this? And stand up and say, no, I am not going to do that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna told Swami Vivekananda, young boy of 18, 19 years, when the whole world will go against you, are you ready to face that? Then he said, yes, I am not going to bother about that. Then he quoted the Sanskrit verse, that is, Hathi chale bajar mein, in the Hindi they say, Hathi chale bajar mein kutta bhoke hajar. When an elephant is moving in the marketplace, hundreds of dogs will be barking. Because there's a big animal, he never bothers about the dogs. I will think in that way. Sri Ramakrishna told, no, not that way. Only you should be convinced, and how the conviction will come? When you have realized. The Shankara gave the importance on that realization. And what is that? Ajatavada only. Shankara is advocating Ajatavada. Truly this world is not here. But he said, for those who has realized. That difference. Shankara's guru's guru, he said Ajatavada. Shankara also advocated that. But only he changed for those who has realized it. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, except God, there is nothing. Only reality is God. And the goal of human life is nothing but realization of God. But for that, you have to slowly make the progress. This is Sri Ramakrishna. And how? First, you worship your father and mother as the living gods and goddesses. And secondly, you start thinking all your family members and whoever are nothing but the manifestation of the God. And individually, if you go on thinking, I am also the manifestation of God, I cannot cheat people, I cannot tell lies, I cannot behave badly because I am that God. How can I? So this is the difference. And slowly the morality comes. Slowly the morality will take you. Friends, you know, the spiritual life begins with rituals. That is everywhere, all the religion, they have the rituals. And then after the ritual, it comes morality. Then they will teach you, don't tell lies, don't steal, don't do this, don't do that, morality. And then comes mythology. When the morality has anyone practiced that morality? I will never tell a lie in my life. Has anyone? So they will give you a story of someone. That is called mythology, the third step. After the mythology comes philosophy. Then the philosophy will explain you actually what is it and why you should try to get it. And after the philosophy comes spirituality. Spirituality means you are that. When you realize that I am God, then what happens? The Shankaracharya said, Jivan Mukta. He used the term liberated while living. And the same term, the same conception has been termed as Sthita Prajna in Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna is asking the Sri Krishna, you are talking about that situation, that condition, when everything I am there, but I am not affected. Can you please tell me what type of behavior those people will do? This is really interesting. After the realization of God, what do they do? The one person came over here, and I was busy receiving the phone, typing the letter. Then the gentleman is sitting like, I said, please tell me what you would like to ask. Then he said, no, you are a monk, you can read my mind, you know what I am thinking. I told, now I can read my mind, that not your mind. And my mind says, you are disturbing me. Can you please help me to go out? Because simply sitting over there, and read my mind. These are peculiar ideas. The Swamijis, they should not eat. They should not wear the shoe. They should not live in the houses under. Why all this? This has nothing to do. Body, you have. And I went in the doctor's place and he said, oh, Swamis are also taking the medicine? Why not? Most of the time. And now, so this is very peculiar conception the people are having. It is nothing with the body. And using that ignorance, some of the people, they go on telling, if you are doing this, your body will be this, you are doing this, your body will be this. How long you will survive? How long you will survive? Ye khao, adrak khao, juan khao, ye khao, acha, please, okay, go on eating. How long you will survive? 150, 200, how many? And what will happen after 80? You like to survive after that? 90, you like to survive after that? Why? The jellyfish condition. So like that. Now I don't suggest that, but look at the courage of that man, Kumarila Bhatta. He went and sat, put the fire, and he is over there meditating. So that is called courage. Because I have realized the truth. I don't bother about this body. So the Hindus, they burn the bodies. Bodies have nothing to do with religion. Body is the same as everyone. The animals and the human body are the same. But you have to judge the mind, the thought, his character, his behavior. And when the Arjuna is asking how I will understand that man has realized the Brahman, Sthita Prajna, and second chapter, if you go from 54 to the end, the Lord Krishna is going on giving Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. The first and foremost thing, desire has to give up. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. From the mind, sarvan, all desire, you have to give up. And how you will survive? Atmannevatmana tushta sthita pragyasta dochyate. That is the sthita. Then he goes on. Atmanneva atmana tushta. He is living on his own Atman. And that is exactly what the Shankara mentioned. Yoga Vasistha, the text that we are studying, and also saying the same thing. Yoga Vasistha, the teacher, Guru Vasistha, he is teaching Sri Rama, the student, Prasanta Sarva Sankalpo. Prajohati Yada Kaman. Give up all your desire. Here, the Vasistha said, Prashanta Sarva Sankalpo. Prashanta means tranquil. Sarva, all. Sankalpo, desire. And you have to eradicate the desire. How it is possible? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna went to the root. This Yoga Vasistha is the advocating the highest Vedanta, and that is there is no creation at all, Ajatavada. And he says, O Rama, you have to give up all your desire. Then he is asking Rama, you are a Kshatriya, you are a king, you have to perform all your duties. Are they two different? No. That is the uniqueness of Karma Yoga. We will do everything without being attached to it. Why? Because I am doing for my Atman, and I am doing to let these people know that they are also Atman. Friends, we will conclude. The greatest contribution of the Shankara is the synthesis of the Upanishadic thoughts and the realizations of the seers. Aparaksha Anubhuti, an idea that is there in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, that is Shankara's idea. Yat Shakshat Aparakshat Brahma Ya Atma Sarvanu. That Yat Shakshat Aparakshat. Aparaksha means without taking the help of anything. We see ourselves how? By mirror. We go and stand before a mirror, we see myself. But can I see myself? The Hindu temple was asking me to teach you meditation. I told, try to look at yourself. But yesterday no one came back. When I saw, try to look at yourself. You are lying down on your bed and think that you are standing by the side of the bed and you can see yourself. Can you practice that? That is the greatest meditation. Go and stand before a mirror. Try to, oh, this is me. Then you lie down on your back and slowly take your mind out. Standing by the side of your bed, see that you are lying. Why? Because you can separate your mind from your body. That is meditation. The moment you can do that, you can do many things. There's controlling all your desires also. And when you can do that, you will feel the Atman. That is exactly what the Shankaracharya is telling. And our Mumukshanandaji, he was our teacher. In one of his books that Shankaracharya he wrote, Shankara is not a Mayavadi. That is another thing, the Mayavada. Or Isharavadi. He is Atmavadi. He says, realize yourself and be free. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming. Is there any question? So this is what actually we are thinking about the Shankara's philosophy, and the philosophers, particularly like the Shankara, is nothing like the mother. They will be explaining everything and every time. Same thing they are telling. The Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses they are explaining. Upanishad, you can imagine, 11 Upanishads. Then Brahmasutra, same thing. You are Atman, you are Atman, you are Atman. Same word they'll go on telling in a different way, giving different example. And the moment it goes into our head, I am the Atman, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I don't belong to this world. It is a temporary journey that I am making. Then you are completely free. And that is exactly what Shankara's contribution and our Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda are the same tradition. We are Shankarites. Yes, yes.
Devashi is asking, in one of your classes you spoke about Mumukshutya. Can you explain that phase one more time? Mumukshutya.
Oh, that is Shankara's. Shankaracharya in the Vivek Chudamani is the very second verse he is mentioning. The human birth is so precious. And he told these are the three things only with the blessings of God one can achieve. Manushyatva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samastraya. Manushyatva means human birth. Then Mumukshutva, in the human birth also, majority of the people, they go only for the physical enjoyment. Their mind cannot go up, as in the India they say, they're always in the navel level. They cannot come up. It cannot come up to the heart. The moment it comes in the heart, they see. And then up to the throat, they speak. And then it goes in between the eyebrows. They are in the realm of the divinity. So that is the mumukshuta, mukti ichha, to go beyond this bondage of birth and death. So first human birth, then the desire to be liberation, and then proper guidance. This too sometimes comes, but unfortunately we go in the hands of very bad type of people. So we do not understand who is a good guru. So that is why always remember, whether he is a great personality, hundreds of followers, thousands of books he has written, whatever it may be, but only one thing, is he truly a holy person? Two qualities. What is that? One is love, another is unselfishness. Try to judge the person as love and unselfishness. Thank you. Yeah.
You said everybody is God and I see everybody as God. Then you are highly evolved. You know the facts and you are a scholar also. But for ordinary people like us who are just on the path, and how do we protect ourselves? I mean, how do we know? The Kauravas are Kauravas, Pandavas are Pandavas. Then we are not Lord Krishnas also.
Right.
So how do we take sides? I mean, if everybody is the God, then why there is a fight?
See, that's why I was telling, my condition is also same. I am also searching. That this is the condition is that we have to study scripture. Because scripture is just like the mother, as I was telling. And regularly we are studying the scripture, which is teaching us in different language, in different examples, through different examples, same thing. You are pure. And this is really rare. Majority of the philosophy will tell you you are a sinner. You have to come and bow down like this. It is only the Vedanta which says you are pure. Amritasya putraha. Now, having that, it is not ego but self-confidence. If I am in reality the truth, that Supreme Lord, now how come that I am bound? Because my desire. What are the desire? Now if you are sincere, write down. Today I was thinking in this way, this is way. Every day, if you list your desire, you will find it is becoming very shorter and shorter. Then only the desire will be happiness. Ultimately, I want to be happy. I want to see my kith and kin, my family happy. I like to see everyone happy. The moment your mind goes to that level, I want to see everyone happy, then you are spiritual. Why? Because not just emotion, but you feel the pain of others. The same way, the pain of others also. One lady went to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and she was practicing, the different types of Vaishnava practices are there. The one practice, they will take God as the husband, as the beloved lover. Sri Ramakrishna was the ever child. So that never fixed. When the lady went, oh, you are my beloved, Sri Ramakrishna stood up, go away from here. Then he was very, in a harsh word, he was, Ma Sharadamani Devi, she heard it from little distance. She is the wife of Sri Ramakrishna. She would have been very happy that Sri Ramakrishna is not allowing any other lady to go near him. Rather, she felt insulted. And she told, why? Only she went over there to express his spiritual path. Why he should behave like that? If Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Ma Sharadamani Devi, she told, why you have to say so harsh words to her? Only she is expressing her viewpoints. Then she sent someone to call that lady to her and said, then daughter, you need not to go to him. You better come to me. We will discuss about it. Feeling for others insult. When you insult others, we feel joy. When we see that somebody is suffering, we feel joy. And you think we will realize God. So we have to purify our mind. When somebody is crying, that also touches our heart. Do not ever think people suffer. Sarvas tarata durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu. That is the great prayer. Let everyone be happy, healthy, and enjoy. Not me, everyone. That is called spirituality. And it is only practice, practice and practice. Only slowly it goes like that. Let through the practice only. Thank you. And you wanted to say something? Yeah.
So, Swami, you said that there are 3 stages, right? That many stages, but it begins by
That bother.
practicing.
That's okay, you say.
So then spirituality, then they tell you morality.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it goes to mythology.
Mm.
So that morality is.
Now, first is ritual,
Ritual, then morality.
morality,
Then you come whether someone.
mythology.
Yeah. So at the point of mythology, that whether someone has lived this or not. So then they tell you story. So are these stories or are they reality?
Most of the time, they are realities. So the mythology is a combination of the history and also some story. So they place in such a way, so you are inspired to behave like that. Raja Harishchandra. Even today, the Indian society, everywhere you go, you say the Harishchandra, immediately they know he will never deviate from the truth. Yes, Harishchandra. Then Sri Ramachandra. Why Sri Ramachandra? Because he said, no, once you have promised, you have to keep the promise. Sri Ramachandra's contribution is this: the religion means you have to keep the promise. Bachan Baddhata, in Hindi they say, once you have said, Swami Vivekananda appreciated that and said, Hathi ka dant, marat ka baat. Marat means that hero, whoever is saying something, he will complete that. It never goes back. And look at the present society. Whatever they say in the morning, they deny in the evening, and they forget in the next night. And they are great leaders. No, they are not human being at all. Simply surviving. Human being is that. Raghukula riti sada chali aayi, prana yau bar bachan na jaye. The religion is that manliness. Once I have said, I must perform that. एक बार कह दिया तो कह दिया. So that is called the spirituality. Thank you, friends. So let us say Shanti 3 times and then we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat, Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Oh, it is all right. It was here.